So hello guys, welcome back to another our first episode of our HACKCAST, and old episodes were deleted because of some issues. But now we are going to start again. So this is our first episode of our HACKCAST with Aditya Shende. And also we have launched some courses on our website. You can check them out on the cyberbar.com/workshop. The link is in the description. We have launched the bug bounty course for beginners, for advanced, for intermediates, and also we have launched some recorded courses of full stack development. And also you can check the reviews here. So these were the reviews. Let's get into the podcast.
Okay, so hi everyone, my name is Aditya Shende. I'm bug bounty hunter and mostly I'm hunting on a bug crowd platform. So I'm in currently top 100 and I have completed my masters in cybersecurity from University of East Anglia, and yes, going on bug bounty hunter and trainer, that's going on.
Okay, that's great. Like you're a big inspiration for me personally.
Thank you.
I'm curious that how you started this journey.
So it was not intentional that I wanted to start into ethical hacking or cybersecurity, something like that. But when I was like a young kid, like you can say seventh or eighth standard, I wanted to go for taekwondo, mixed martial arts, and boxing, all of those things. But I did some basic courses meanwhile that, and I was like so excited that how we can get a free internet or how we can get a free Wi-Fi or someone access to someone else's account. So I started learning phishing and all those things. And you know that WPA, WPS tester that we used to do in earlier days. So I did that, and after that I used to know about like Kali Linux, like we can go for evil twin attacks and all those things. So one of my friend told me that whatever you are doing, you can get paid for it. And obviously when as a kid, if you are in 10th standard and if you are getting like $200 or $300 in that time, so obviously it was a big amount. So I my friend suggested me, why don't you go for responsible disclosure and all of those things. So I said, okay, let's give a try. And from that side I started into bug bounties and started learning all those web applications and all those security.
So are you a full-time bug hunter?
No, I'm not a full-time bug hunter, but mostly I put my time in bug hunting. So if you say like I continuously work like 18 to 16 hours a day, in that case I can study or I can watch videos related to bug bounty or security. And you can say like I give like 5 to 6 hours for bug bounty per day. And on weekends, like you can say, agar like if I can go for my vibes, I can go for whole day, whole night, unless and until I'm getting money, all good.
Yeah, that's a kind of crazy trip, right?
Yeah.
So, what do you think that best part about cybersecurity?
So
Best
I
thing
believe
about it?
I don't want to hurt developers actually, but best part about cybersecurity, I can say like every day new things are coming. Obviously, new security or new systems are comes with vulnerability. So I'm happy with that, and obviously we are getting paid for it. Some people I've seen some people are getting paid like 300 $400 for SPF vulnerability, SPF DMARC, all
Yeah.
those. I really laugh on that. And I've seen very worst thing in cybersecurity. There are two parts of it. So in case of bug bounty or pen testing, offensive security, people are getting rejected over code execution and getting paid for SPF. I'm so sad for it, but it
That's
goes
the
on.
truth, kind
That's
of.
the dark truth actually.
So, like the best part is about is every day is not like the yesterday.
Yep.
We get something new.
Yep.
So that's the great thing about cybersecurity. I mean, last month we are having some other log4j and other things, and now it's almost like that.
It's
One
like
more,
yeah, there is a automation going on nowadays.
yeah,
So let's see.
yeah, automation. That's a different thing.
Yeah.
Like, do you use any automation personally?
No, I'm totally disagree with that. Even if you have automation, obviously it's built by humans.
Yeah.
Even if someone said like there is a chat GPT AI, so currently going people are uh, sorry, people are going on that one. So I don't believe it will be like very easy or very tough for humans. It's like middle of nowhere. So obviously it's made by humans, so we can beat that.
Yeah, automation, like I have seen a lot of people who use a lot of automations for many things. Like they are even using nuclei and other things, but they are having custom templates and they are definitely useful.
Hmm.
So at some point, I believe that automation is helpful, but not at all.
Automation can save your time, but it can give you laziness. And
Yeah, that's
as
a
per
big part.
my thinking, from my side, I mostly go for SSRF vulnerability, or else I can go for information disclosure. And end of the day, I landed on business logic. So I don't think so. Business logic vulnerabilities can be hunted by AI or any kind of
No,
automation.
business logic is its name is containing logic, and machines don't have that thing. So you can say that, yeah. One more thing, like you are also having a startup, Comsec, right?
Yeah.
So are you only providing training services, or you wanna say something about it? How you build it? Is there a concept behind it, or something else?
It was not like a concept behind it, but when I started like 4.5 years ago, actually I saw a movie, King Kong Skull Island, and I got inspired by that Titan. So I said like, let's go for Kong Securities. That time I was getting projects from Middle East and Netherlands. So I said, let's go for certification, proper organization, so people can go for remote work whenever they want. So as soon as I get projects from, like, let's suppose Qatar or Dubai or Sharjah, Netherlands or Belgium, wherever I can. So they sent approach to me on LinkedIn or any kind of my social media, and we do pen test for that. So currently I have like a team of 7 people, those who are working under Kong Securities. Most of them are like from outside of the country. There are only 2 people who are from India.
Okay, so that's like a kind of startup, right? Haven't
Yeah,
registered it, or you are doing a whole thing. I think
I-
you have registered it all, right?
yeah, I registered it.
Yeah, I'm going to do that for mine. But yeah, how many batches you have completed of your course? Like you have two courses, right?
Yeah,
Beginner
one.
and advanced.
Yeah. So it's been like 3 years. So you can say each month, uh, I can't say like more than 50, 55 batches I have completed.
Wow, this my eighth batch. So it's a big gap. Yes,
Yeah.
that's amazing. I have heard that you are very famous in this whole training field. Lot of
Uh,
people are like, I got
there,
messages in
yeah.
Insta story where I put do a podcast with Aditya Shende. I said,
Mhm.
yeah. And when I posted, like, I will be doing it soon, everyone will be like, he is my inspiration, and there's a lot of things. When I
Mhm.
edit this video and upload it, I will have the photos on the screen. You can see that. That's
Yeah.
amazing. So that's a like there's a different thing, different fame, not celebrities, but there is a respect for us when we are a trainer.
No, I really love that because in initial days, like people used to call you like a normal guy. But when someone say like, "Sir, can you help me?" or "Sir, can you provide me a mentorship?" something like that, I do feel whatever I have knowledge, I can obviously provide. But nowadays, I'm like bit lazy to write articles and write ups, so I'm just like covering up that because the burnout in bug bounties and all those testing things.
Yeah,
It
after a month of hunting, we are like, I need to sleep for a year now.
Yeah,
It's a very lazy.
it's like we need a hibernation actually.
Yeah, exactly. We are like the bears.
Yep.
Um, when did you like? How many bounties you have got? Do you want to share your highest bounty or something else?
So I don't remember how many bounties I got, but obviously I got a lot of bounties. I have no shame to share that, and I did good money. I still like doing good money, but currently now there is a competition. So my highest bounty was $10,500 in one time. So there are like more of people in this world. They are getting like 100K, 200K bounties in one shot. But for me, it was like 10,500 in one buck.
Ah, that's amazing. And how much bounty from a target? Not a single shot from a whole target.
So if you say about that from only one program, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I guess more than $20,000.
Yeah, that's amazing, man. I got a target like 4 months ago. I reported almost 24 P1
Mm-hmm.
on that whole program, and they are like, "Okay, thank you. We have received your message." They are not replying. I'm so disappointed. I think you will have a lot of reports pending and lot of duplicates every day. Share something about it because in community there are a lot of people who are like, "Oh man, I'm getting duplicates and informative," and it's so depressing to them. Wanna say something about that?
So I would like to share about duplicates. I'm also getting duplicates, but at least I came to know that that bug is valid. I'm not talking about informative or not applicable, but talking about duplicate. So what I thought, if I'm getting duplicate, so let's suppose you find log4j, I found log4j. You reported first, I reported second. So obviously, it's for me it's a duplicate. For you it's a like valid one. So what I will think from my side, I will think that I'm getting slow. My speed is very less. So you have to think that how you can increase the speed, how you can cope up with the community. Like day to day, like we are getting new CVs, new 0 days, new templates, one liners, and everything. People are getting confused. So from my perspective, I would like to say about duplicates. Like there are few things when top hunters said, like focus on subdomains, focus on less visited sites, so you can get a valid vulnerabilities or you can get a valid bugs. But what happens? They will tell us like you can go for subdomains and they will hunt a remote code execution on main application. So from my perspective, I will say if you want to avoid the duplicates, make sure like if everyone is sleeping, then that's the time you should start hunting. And don't go for like small scope or medium scope. Obviously, go for wide scope and think out of the box. Mostly, I will say that.
Can you suggest something about how to think out of the box? There's a big question when I was a beginner.
Mm-hmm.
How these people think out of the box? I'm still unable to think inside of the box. So it's just
Mm-hmm.
something that we have to focus about.
Yeah. So let's suppose I'm talking about like practical scenario. So there was a website which was related to the VPNs. Okay, I'm not taking any name. I'm just telling you. So there was a functionality where you can add the link and you can visit the website with that proxy. So I just said like, what if I put the Grabify link there and if it disclose or if it interact with my Grabify link. So when I checked that link, I received my original IP address and my original logs. So obviously, if we are using a VPN kind of things or applications, which are obviously disclosing our own IP address through the Grabify link, so it's like you can say it should not do that.
Yeah.
So another point, there was a number. Mostly, I test this vulnerability most of the time on most of the applications. So it doesn't matter. Like many people say, like network level application DOS or it's not allowed, or application level DOS is not allowed. But if you are doing through a very different perspective, you can get a valid good bounty. I do test this on phone number section. So obviously, we have a limit of 10 digits, or you can say 12 digit, including country code.
Yeah.
So most of the time I put long string of numbers and I check the response. If I'm getting delayed response, I perform that multiple times. I'm getting those things. After some time, I will get 503 service unavailable. So that bug goes like valid. That API services can be slowed down. So the people who are adding their numbers into their account, they will not be able to add it. So it is affecting on customer base also. So this is how you can go with the function wise. That's how you
Yeah, definitely. Lot of people are having like lot of beginners particularly are having like checklist bug to bug. But I would never suggest that. I will always like everyone will say that most of I know that go with functionality, not with the bugs,
know.
right?
Uh,
Like,
it depends, like you can say person to person, right?
yeah. But
From my
usually, yeah,
from my side, I will say one thing: master one vulnerability and do whatever you want. That's what I will say.
like your favorite bug is like SSRF.
Yeah.
Do you do weapon testing? Something else from weapon testing, like application level testing or something else?
Yeah, I do like APIs, thick client. I recently started about iOS, and from like 2.5 years, I'm doing Android, and now I'm like slowly learning about Web3. Uh,
Yeah, I wanna ask a question. A
mhm,
lot of people face a issue that they are unable to hunt bugs on Web3 or like blockchain or
mhm.
maybe crypto sites.
Yeah.
So, do you want to suggest something about it? It's even my doubt that how can we find bugs on that? Is there something that we need to know?
So there are currently I still not hunted on Web3 application because obviously, as I said, like half knowledge is very dangerous. So there are some DeFi labs from Uminify, and there are some other labs. You can say Web3 DAO. So if you go to the Twitter, if you search about Web3 DAO, DAO security, there is a Twitter account which will teach you or which will provide you the resources of Web3 pen testing or Web3 security. So first of all, obviously you have to go with the solidity. If you have to go with the liquidity, all those understanding. Once you get those understanding, you can go for it.
Okay, so we have to learn the development to break it out, or we have a better understanding.
100%.
So, are you into development, and other things?
No, no. I'm just
Web
saying,
development?
nah, never.
Yeah, that like I can suggest, but I can't do that, right? Coach don't play,
Yeah, obviously,
kind
if you
of.
are into breaking, how you can develop, or if you are into development, how you can break. Obviously, developers can do that,
Yeah,
but it's mostly it will be like very opposite side. It will be red team, it will be blue team, it will be development, it will be hacking, breaking, whatever you wanna say.
on like first date of every month I try. Okay, so this month I will complete this development thing, and by the end of the month I haven't completed even a one video. So that's a kind of disappointing sometimes. Do you
Sure.
wanna share? Yeah, yeah. Continue.
So it depends on you. When do you work? Like
Yeah,
morning or night?
definitely. Do you wanna share something about your methodology or like that?
Yeah. So it's not that great or it's not that simple. But whenever I visit any application or subdomains, I do extract the whole wayback URLs or whatever I'm getting through. And many people ignore one thing, that Google dorking. So if you have wide scope, you can go with the Google dorking. You can find most of the time RTF files or most of the time back files that can expose very sensitive information. So I was like yesterday I found one vulnerability with one of my friend. His name is Yash. So we were testing one web application, and we found env file was exposed through the Google dorking that was disclosing S3 access key and all those credentials. So we access the bucket, and currently in hand we have almost like 12 TB of data from that organization, including all those Aadhaar, PANs, bank details, and everything. So obviously we are expecting more than $10,000. Like let's see how much we can get.
Yeah,
So
best of luck for that.
let's see.
That's amazing. Like, you usually like, what's the duration of your classes? Usually, 1 month more.
No, it's like it's on Saturday, Sunday, mostly on weekends because I'm getting more of the students from corporate and industry. So I do on Saturday, Sunday. But I put one policy that I won't be recording anything because of piracy issues. and I have given privileges to all of my students. Like you can sit on any batch, you can attend any batch any times, like multiple times, without any cost. So there are some students from last 3 years. They are still saying like, "Sir, can I join your batch right now? It's been 3 years. I'm forgetting everything. I want to like grab up new course and new material." I said like, "Yes, join in."
Yeah, that's a privacy is the issue. If I start
Yeah.
this conversation, really, privacy is a big issue. Like I don't want to lie, but I have seen your courses pirated many times.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like a negative marketing or like that. No
Yeah.
matter
Even
what's even happening, in the end you are getting a little bit of publicity and people are getting interested into the courses.
yeah. If you search my name on Google, that you will find like Aditya Shende, then it will get Aditya Shende Background, Aditya Shende Twitter, Aditya Shende course free download. So I said like, okay, I don't know my course is free, so I checked it, and obviously I don't record anything, so there is no information. Recently, I got to know that someone was selling my book of tips for $10 as a Black Friday. So I said that book is
Wow.
really free, and I got that email of Black Friday that grab that book by Aditya Shende for $10. I said, someone is selling my book to me for $10. Obviously, it's a free for everyone.
That's irony, right?
Yeah.
That's a weird irony. Do you having any YouTube channel or like that?
I had a YouTube channel. I still have like it's almost like 100 or 120 subscribers, but I started that 4 or 3 years back. I used to upload POCs, but I get so much busy in work that I stopped it. I wanted to start a YouTube channel that include like riding, hacking, and all those kind of things, which I what I do, what I develop. So let's see how it goes.
Yeah. Personally, YouTube is a big mess.
Yeah.
Like I am recording this video at like 11 p.m. right now.
Mm-hmm.
I will edit, I make some cuts, edit the voice, make the intros, outros. I will end up in 4 a.m. in the morning, and then I have to upload it, make it market, have
Yeah.
all the stories linked in. That's a big mess.
Yeah.
In the end, it's kind of enjoying that people are getting some help by this. So yeah, any
You,
tip? Yeah,
you should sleep on time, I guess.
I don't. I was like sleeping 5 or 6 in the a.m. Then waking up at like 11 a.m. and then just doing the whole cycle again, again, again. It's been 2 months. That's. Are you pursuing any studies right now?
No, I'm not pursuing any studies, but I have applied for part-time PhD. So it's my dream. Like before 26, I want PhD in my hand. So I recently completed masters. So let's see.
That's amazing. I'm bored of studies personally. I just want to drop this out.
No, no, don't drop out. Many people say like drop out and you will be Zuckerberg or you will be Elon Musk, something like that. But nowadays, in our specific
The
world,
whole world is a Silicon Valley now, kind
whole,
of.
whole world, people need paper. If you have something that you have done, like I have done masters, but if I didn't show degree, who's gonna believe it? So people might say like he went for UK for just for enjoy. He's bug bounty hunter. He can do anything, whatever he want. It's not like that. Obviously, I did the study. I did the masters. So I have to show it to them.
Yeah, that's like everyone wants a paper. Like people usually say skill is mandatory, but to go to the interview, the whole time that the thing paper will help you to go to the interview table, interview chair or the HRs, and
Yeah.
then you can show your skills.
Mostly in India, I will say that in India, people need paper.
Definitely.
Yeah.
So here we are saying paper as the degree because I know a lot of people who are gonna comment something.
Yeah. No, no, it doesn't matter. I did my computer science from MIT Pune, and I
Mhm.
posted when I got my degree. I posted that photo on Facebook. I said like I wasted 3 years for this paper. My professor commented on it. Everyone commented on it. I don't want that. just because I wanted to do masters and further studies. Obviously, masters value much because I've learned so many things. It doesn't matter, like I knew some things and I learned so many things, because in earlier stages I don't know how to do the project management, how to do the development. I developed so many games, I broke all those games. But apart from current graduations, like let's suppose BSc or BCA computer application, I'm not talking about engineering, I don't want to talk about it. So in India, if you do like BCA, BSc, engineering, mostly I've seen things like people are doing like 4 years, they are investing 10 to 5 lakhs, and they are doing like 10 to 15K Indian rupees per month for a job. So that's very disappointing. And I'm very like curious about it. Like if you are investing this much money, then why you are doing this kind of job?
Yeah, definitely. People are wasting chunk of money in learning and end up getting the money that they are able to repay the education loans.
Yeah.
So, like your whole education is like you have done the bachelor's and the master's,
No, no.
right?
I did like the computer science, BSc computer science.
Okay.
Then for 1.5 year, I did like a job as a red team operation. And then I did the masters in cybersecurity, so which is like second level of PhD. So once you get the masters, you can eligible for PhD. You don't have to give any kind of examination, so you can directly apply with your thesis or with your project management, and you can go for it.
So, is there any suggestions or any way you know that how people in India and what requirements they need basically to get to the abroad to go abroad for masters in cybersecurity and other things?
So for IT background, not related to cybersecurity, because if we focus on only
Hmm?
cybersecurity, so other people will say like he's only talking about cybersecurity. For IT, I will say like you must have the background of anything related to the computer. Once you've done that, you have to apply for the universities which are UK, USA, whichever you choose, and then you have to write your SOP. And obviously you have to write that in very mannered way, that they will ask a question in interview that why you want to learn from our university, because mostly Indian students choose like top 100 global universities, top 200 global renowned universities. So you have to give that answer very properly, that on that basis your scholarship, or on that basis your grading system appeals. So if you write your SOP in very mannered way or very attractive way, if they are happy, obviously they will ask few many things in interview. Once you are done, obviously they will send email that you are eligible for £10,000 or $10,000 scholarship.
Okay. Like personally, I wanna go abroad to get some study because here all we get is okay. Today's topic is induction motor and okay
Yeah.
then. So that's annoying. Like the most asked question in our DMs, how to get started into bug bounties?
Getting
A
started
proper way, like
from my way, how I
yeah,
started. I'm
yeah.
not talking about any others. People will say like start with the networks and everything. I do say about that. But if you want to start about bug bounties, there are platforms of Try Hack Me, Portsfigure. I'll suggest two of them. And apart from that, learning about a burp suit. People want to start a bug bounty. The first question is, why do you want to get into bug bounties? So it's about money, obviously, yes. So start learning about proxy tools, start learning about command lines, start learning about different systems or Debian systems, and get hands dirty on a Debian system. Because if you directly jump on burp suit, there are few things you can do via the burp suit, there are few things you can do via the command line. So start learning about both of this, and it's not a great suggestion, but from my side, what I started in the beginning, I used to test any random website, and mostly I used to test like parameter tampering or price manipulation vulnerabilities to buy some free stuff. So from that basis, I started. So nowadays, I won't suggest this, because if you do this nowadays, obviously police will be at your door any next seconds. So
Hmm.
start learning about labs and perform the same things on bug bounty targets. At initial stage, go with the VDPs, as I will suggest Google Dorking programs, not on integrity, Backrowd. Once you get the experience on VDPs, you can jump on Backrowd or integrity.
Yeah, that's like a pretty satisfying way.
Mhm.
It's not a theoretical go with networking, then the command, then learn the support systems. That's a traditional way. That's cool. Next thing is like there are a lot of people who will say that hunt on no bounty programs, report to them and get a bounty. So what are your opinions on it? Like
It
most
doesn't
of the
happen.
people I know this, so don't do that because at any time you will see that hey there we are from CBI and that will be like FBI open the door.
Nah, 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 nah. It's like if program says like we don't have any disclosure policy, we are just
I'm
sending you thank you.
I'm
So
not particularly talking on no disclosure, having no bounty program at all, no VDP, no anything, nothing.
nothing. So yes, you can approach them, but before approaching, just send a normal email that would you like to work with us as a collaboration. You can go with the proper contract security, because I did this thing with a very mannered way. If organizations say like we don't want to work with you, we are not doing any kind of contract, don't hunt on that website. If you hunt, obviously someone is watching on internet, you will be caught in any seconds.
Okay, so we have to approach them for their programs and anything.
Yeah. Some of the websites literally created their responsible disclosure policy just because of my help on their contract. So they said like we can work with together, and they said like we can go for $1,500 contract. I said okay, no problem at all. So I tested some vulnerabilities. I reported. I got the bounty, and after a few months, I checked. They were having their responsible disclosure program. So it's very good for me that they are aware about security. They are a bit very curious and very overprotective about their business.
Yeah, like that's a great feeling. You thought about that. We are happy they are doing the security work. Sometimes like there is a cases there are rare cases we try to hunt on a program and end up getting nothing like the P4s and P5 only. No
Mhm.
any severe vulnerability. So kind of happy and disappointed that they are secure but we are unable to find. And you got a like curious challenge that okay I have to learn something new now.
Yeah.
Right? That's a great feel, right? And what's the story behind your first bounty? Your first bounty ever?
It was 10 months on Backrowd. So I did bug bounty a very long time, and obviously, as other people do, I did the same. I reported SPF and all those things. In initial stages, you do the mistake. That's good thing. Obviously, mistakes are important. But after 10 months, I got my first bounty, which was for CSRF and for another one for rate limiting vulnerability. It was affecting on server side. So when I was going to my university, so I checked the email that you are awarded with $150. So I was so happy that oh wow, $150 pretty enough. I can pay my rent. I can go for a recharge, food, something like that. But story behind that, I was having minus 10 points on Backrowd. So when I did the plus 10 points, actually my points were zero. And I said, like many people said, like Aditya, delete your Backrowd account, start the new one. Why you are working on negative accounts? So I said, no, I will continue with this account. I will jump on that and that. And now I'm here.
So giving us is not an option.
I
You're
don't give.
kind of a real life example. Yeah, that's amazing. Like I got my first bounty. I was sleeping and it was like 12 p.m.
Mhm.
I woke up and I saw the mobile. I was very familiar with informatives and duplicates. I just wanna see the reply. Okay, one more duplicate. I don't know. I like okay. Let's open this. I put the phone like turn the phone down and put this. I thought there were some numbers in that email. Let's check
Mhm.
that again. Oh my god, that's a bounty. That was a IDOR, $750 as a first.
Damn good.
It was a like a great feel. I like bunked the college for a whole week. Like leave this thing. I'm rich now.
I'm rich, $40,000.
Yeah. So that's a great thing. What platforms did you use to learn these things?
So for new things, I used Portswigger, and I really love time-based SQL injection. So there's a security idiot website. So from learning that, for apart from that, I don't use any platform. I read Hacktivity, I read HackerOne reports. If there is a public POC on YouTube, I watch that, try to replicate some of that, and mostly 70 to 80% times it works. But I have to search very, very deep domains and very deep or unvisited domains. So that kind of frustrating when you are doing recon. I invest my time in recon more than hunt or exploit.
What's the basic concept behind recon? Like we all just subdomain waybacks and other thing. Some additional points that can help.
So I check for trademark URLs or trademark keywords. I do search on that Google by dorking. So some of the companies are acquired by main organizations. So obviously I used to test them on many of the bug bounty programs. They said like you can check all the assets which are related to the organization. Obviously check the certificates, and then after once you check those, actually this is a tip. If you go with trademark keyword, you will find more of the domains on Google dorking. For dorking you should use Bing, I will suggest basically. And if you have student email address, start research about Shodan. Most of the exposed host I found are from the Shodan, like literally a lot of big database, F5, big IP, Grafna instances, Swagger. I don't hunt excesses, but I found most of the excesses from Shodan just because of Swagger. I used to read those exploits on GitHub.
Yeah, like Shodan is a really like search engine for hackers. There's a
Yep.
lot of things. It's like you scroll and it's never gonna end.
Yeah.
Shodan is really helpful. While using the Shodan dorking,
Mm-hmm.
I got a database. I was very curious about it. With the database, there is a file. I tried to like. I was literally unable to understand what's going on. There is a lot of weird things. And I
Mm-hmm.
read that readme because we all are curious. We don't want to read that readme file. We don't. We are always want to go. Don't read me. So I just went to the readme option, and I found that there is a database of users and their passwords
Yeah.
of a big MNC. So that was like amazing. That was my first database leak that I found. So I was like very happy. Okay, now I can hack some Insta IDs and let's do some
Mhm.
crazy stuff.
Right.
Okay, so that's a crazy feel. Um, what platform do you hunt? Like Backrowd, right?
Backrowd and
Usually.
Google VRP, yeah.
Okay, so your favorite target, like the target you hunted most on.
Mostly I hunted on Atlassian and Dell.
Okay, there's a thing, na? Like you add the company name below the Atlassian URL and that thing.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
That's a very simple thing, but yeah, in the end we get a lot of great juicy data. There's
Yes.
a video about it on White YouTube.
There was like I guess article also by I guess security Inti. I guess maybe he's from Integrity. I guess he did like accessing multiple instances. I was reading about that and I found that. But apart from that, I found new bypasses to of login to access internal assets. So still it's not disclosed anywhere, but I just like putting it for like okay, let's go on.
Yeah, I found a video about it on YouTube, so that helped me really. That helped me a lot.
Mhm.
And there is a weird question: how to choose program? It's okay that we are doing recon on a program. Now we have to recon for a program.
There are two rules for me for choosing program. They should pay more than $400 to $500 up to anything. I don't care,
Yeah.
and they must have wide. At least they have like my requirement is at least they have like 100 subdomains, not more than that or not less than that. At least they have 100 subdomains. So if they are paying like 500 for minimum, so I can go for further. So
Okay,
mostly
so yeah,
functional websites I choose.
a big scope. That's mandatory, right?
Yeah.
Like there is a question, just not. It's kind of just a question. I like, get a lot of ask. Like I get a lot of
Mm-hmm.
demand who are not into hunting, they're
Mm-hmm.
into developing. Why do you need so much subdomain? When you have like 10 subdomains you can hunt on. There are mostly subdomains who are only doing redirecting and 404 or like no content here. So something about that.
So obviously, if we have more subdomains, obviously more data, more
Yeah.
URLs, more endpoint, more functionalities, and there is one saying like information is power. So if you are good at escalating vulnerabilities, you are a god. That's why we need more subdomains.
Yeah. Subdomains is like a juicy data.
Yeah,
The favorite subdomain that I usually look for is like resource.domain.com because to brute force that and try some disclosures, we
yeah.
usually find something interesting.
I mostly check like forums for functionalities because we have like add functions, delete functions, user can comment, user can delete comment. So I look for forum and community like URLs.
Yeah, that's also helpful.
Mhm.
Like there is a checklist that's never going to end. If you are having a million subdomains, all of them are interesting.
Obviously, from my side, I don't really have checklist. Many people ask me like, Aditya, do you have checklist? I said like, why we need a checklist?
And
Is
every application is different.
every web application is different. Be like a bull. Go just like smash it. Do whatever you want. Why you need a checklist? Like
You
if you
have
have
to kill
checklist,
that.
yeah,
Yeah.
obviously. If you have a checklist, you will be like this cage or this limitation. So you can only focus on that. But if you are like a bull, you can do anything, whatever you want.
Yeah. Checklist is making a cage around you for just you're just making a limit at some point.
Yes.
And you wanna check all these things and then get disappointed that you never find anything.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good thing, usually. One more thing, is there any interesting bug or a scenario which was very interesting about hunting and anything else?
That I found or that I usually look for.
Uh, Both? You are having plenty of time.
So I found like admin access equal, and then I did like again authentication bypass. I was able to upload XSS SVG. From that, I access like internal assets. Like I was able to do the SSRF, and then I tried to do like cross-site scripting by XSS SVG. So when I uploaded it, I didn't get anything. But after some time, when I checked my XSS Hunter, because I usually add my XSS Hunter link from the headers also, so I got the interaction from super admin. So then I said like, currently I'm admin. How can I be the super admin? So when I get the cookies, get the session, and some of the headers were disclosing JWT tokens. When I decoded that, I found there are some information was leaked. So somehow I escalated that, and I was able to access super admin. So super admin have a lot of functionalities. Upload, delete. From one vulnerability, I was able to perform another 5 bucks. So that was very like challenging for me. So I spent like almost 7 hours on that.
Yeah, that bug was worth the time, right?
Yeah, it was worth the time. It was worth money actually also.
Okay, so how much did you get for it? Wanna say?
So after that vulnerability got paid, I actually bought BMW. So you can imagine.
Yes, now I got that.
Yeah.
What's the bike model, right?
So currently I have four. So and every each and every bike is modded actually. One is from RX 100 Matte Black 1993. One is Apache TVS. One is BMW. Another one is Avenger, the cruiser bike. Another like other are like Scooty. But each and every one is like modified by not modified by stickers and all those things. I do have exhaust. SC exhaust, and internal modification of SC engine. So they are like I like speed. They are pretty fast.
Yeah, when you're riding something, you need power, right?
Yeah, it's like connected to the what can I say, Titans.
Yeah. I'm also into bikes. Like I really like bikes the most. So yeah, we all are having dream bikes. My current dream bike that I want to buy in this year, like 2023,
Hmm.
is Ninja 300. Let's see what happens. One bounty and then
You can buy it. You can buy it.
yeah, like hopefully. I'm confident
Hmm.
until I saw some duplicate email, but yeah, I'm confident.
No, that doesn't matter. Duplicate is also valid. You just need to increase your speed as you look for bikes.
Yeah. Now I need like I really having three bike wallpapers here,
Hmm.
and other the whole wall is full of wallpapers. So there's a lot of things to look and know. I have to do some work.
Dream is like you can say dream is like for specific. We are thinking, but you should put it
Yeah.
as a dream, not as a dream, but as an aim. What aim I put? Like I want 20 bikes in front of my house, and whenever I wanted to go outside, I have to think that which bike should I take today. So I have to think on that. That's what my aim is.
Yeah. Like I'm also having an aim that I want these specific cars in my life. So there's a lot of things that people usually ask, are you doing bug hunting or else what are you doing? So there's a lot of things that I'm particularly doing, YouTube and some startups that are not launched.
Hmm.
So yeah, let's see. Hopefully we are going right.
Yep.
Sunday, like 3 months ago, there is a relative, you can say that relative.
Hmm.
He randomly said, I'm only 1 kilometer far from your room.
Hmm.
I'm coming there. He saw and said, what's that on the wall? Above your setup, there is like 50 posters. And right now, and in the right side, there is a whole studio lighting and other thing. What are
Hmm.
you doing? Hacker, videographer, what are you doing? They are so confused and I got scolded in the end.
Okay.
It's alright. They're not gonna understand. They just want the paper.
Once they see the money, they can shut their mouth.
Yep. No one is gonna ask you, did you how much marks you have in 10th or 12th when you're driving a BMW, right?
Nobody asks. Nobody asks.
That's a sound of success, right? The titanium exhaust.
Yeah.
That's interesting thing. Anything about the SSRF methodology? I
So,
personally want this thing, so
so in SSRF, actually, it's very interesting. Initially, like 1.5 years ago, I used to hunt SSRF through the headers because I got so many SSRF by the headers. But nowadays, I don't find any SSRF through headers. But I changed my methodology. As I said, like I look for you. You asked the question like which programs do you choose? So I choose programs which are functional. Functional, which means they have multiple functions like register, login. You can add user, you can delete user, you can verify the link, something like that. So mostly any function which are related to the link, let's suppose add the link, delete the link, download the data or send the data. So I found a DOS through the download data from the URL. So there was a URL which includes parameter of there as img and file also. So it was a functionality that you can download data more than 500 MB and less than, let's suppose, 700 MB. So in between that. So when I check the response of that, when I put 1 GB file, so it was say like data exhausted and it was in JSON syntax. So what I did, I put the 4 GB file of Dropbox, and when I checked the response, it was 400 bad request. So I changed it to the 200. So I just wanted to see if that instance can download the 4 GB file. And when I changed the response, it started the downloading. But after some time, obviously it's a 4 GB file. When it was downloading, somehow instance got slow, and using those kind of parameters tempering the responses also, I was able to achieve SSRF. Then I checked the metadata, by putting apipa range 169, 254, all of those things, able to access instance, keys, secrets, all is going on. I check on file uploads also. If you have file upload functionality, there is a XML code also. So I did post it on my Twitter. So if you are able to upload those SVG files through the file upload, you can achieve the SSRF. But mostly it can go through the blind SSRF. But somehow you can do the cross port scanning through the blind SSRF. Or obviously, if it can interact with third party, obviously it can interact with internal resources. So you can try on that.
Yeah, mostly people are like, okay, here's the HTTP request,
Mhm.
and it's not my IP, it's a bug. Bro, you like to exploit it. They are not gonna accept that. They are
Mhm.
like, okay, nice, congratulations for the HTTP, but there's nothing to do with us.
You have
Just exploitation.
you have to go more than HTTP request. I said many times to my students, like they ask, like, sir, is this HTTP valid? Not my IP address. Is this SSRF? I said, like, do something with that. It's not like just get the HTTP and report the bug. And they said,
It
like,
can be the cloud player.
yeah. They said, like, I reported the bug. I will say, like, you can get informative, not applicable, something like that. It can be load balancers, whatever it can be.
Yeah, definitely. The people usually ask me how you are getting valid bounties. I'm only getting any informative. Then the only thing I usually tell them is ask yourself as a treasure, is
Mhm.
there any impact? Like usually you have to ask yourself that is there having any impact? So that's the thing. People are usually like it's a bug. Now I have to report it. You have to understand that bug.
It's like in bug bounties, how it can impact others, not as a one,
Definitely.
how it can impact others. If you are able to bypass a 2FA, can it happen on victim? It can be a misconfiguration. You can bypass the SSO. Sometimes they don't ask for 2FA just because they are misconfigured, all those things. So I won't suggest that you should go for basic kind of things.
Yeah, people usually start their learning with or hunting with SPF, DMARC, DMARC record, and other things. It's
Hmm.
alright if you start with that, but don't
Hmm.
end up stopping on them. If you are going through hell, then why would you like to stop there, right?
Right.
So you have to do it. That's the thing.
It's
And
depend on people that most of the time I've seen, like, I'm getting duplicate not applicable, but
there is a huge rush
hmm,
that they are wanting to do bug bounties, but they're all what they are getting is like you have to put this payload in the search box.
no, it's not.
Bro, it's not like that. You have to read the blogs. All what they want is videos, 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 and then they end up going on Telegram.
Yes.
So, I personally, I will say that as a cybersecurity YouTuber, I
Hmm.
will say that all the videos at my channel are like clickbait.
Yeah.
Okay, all the vulnerabilities explained are on DVWA or on test PHP.
Hmm.
But in the end, you have to read the blogs.
Right.
No video is gonna help you that much. Like even if we are training, you can agree to that maybe that
Right.
everything that we are teaching is available on internet.
Some things are not available on internet. You have to
Yeah,
develop it through your mind,
yeah,
and you have to put it on internet.
definitely.
I say.
There are some things definitely I will agree to that, but most of the resources are there. It's the
Yeah.
people who want the course, and in the end, I don't believe in course and content. I usually believe in mentorships. Right? You are giving mentorships
Yeah.
more than the content.
Yeah.
So that's a really important thing. I have heard that I have a lot of friends who are your students. They usually say, Aditya sir told us the mentorship and the perspective about the hunting, not the content and the payload to put in the search box.
Right.
So that's where I got inspired, and I was usually doing normal classes like bugs. Then I said, no, there's no content anymore. There's nothing anymore. You are actually looking for what you want to do, and usually
Yeah.
all the money I get, I spend it on like free resources with that thing. So I have websites where I upload free resources.
Hmm.
It's underrated, so we can't say I'm sending there.
Uh, It most of the time it happens with me when I said like guys we are learning SSRF today. So when I started teaching about SSRF, I do like live bug bounty, like
Hmm.
whole on live websites.
I
So
think I
when I
have to join.
yeah, it depends on you. So when I started SSRF, somehow we ended with SQLi. When I started with SQLi, somehow we ended with XSS. When we started XSS, somehow we ended with information disclosure and API accesses. So it's not never goes like with the flow that I
Yeah.
said. Okay, SSRF today we do SSRF, but somehow
We
we ended
start
with
with
SQLi.
SRF.
Yeah, we start with SSRF, we end with SQLi.
Yeah, it really happens. Like sometimes I'm like, okay, so today's the class. We are gonna learn this XYZ vulnerability.
Hmm.
Today is Friday. I was doing CORS.
Right.
I started with CORS, completed the CORS, and showed some POCs live on. And I don't know why we moved to RC. There is no relation between them. We just jumped. And
Nothing.
somehow they end up learning, and the class was like 2 hours longer than usual. So okay, it's live
Happen.
hunting. In the end, they're learning, so that's cool. That's a like teaching is a very different experience than
Yes.
doing that in actual.
Uh, I do like I don't want to go like normal trainer whatever I seen most of the times. So there are very I do very like very friendly with my guys boys who are learning. So one of guys said like sir I am very sad today I cannot join the class. I said like why you cannot join the class? It's a SSRF. So he said like I had a breakup. So I said okay, just take your time, go with your flow. So whenever if you feel good, you can join the class. So it's like a very friendly nature in the training programs or whatever you can say.
Friendliness is like you got to build a connection with the guys. You're
Yeah,
not in school that get the proper uniform and other things.
nah, never that.
Just be with the flow and other things, right?
Yes.
Definitely. One last thing, like I usually hunt for accesses like few time, like it been some months. I don't know exact time, even approx. So like there was a time I usually look for CSS vulnerabilities, and I end up getting accesses, HTML injections
Mm-hmm.
in Google, Microsoft, Apple. So I was happy. Then I was usually scrolling on Instagram, and I thought, okay, there was a mentor. There, like I was having a lot of peoples. I
Mm-hmm.
want to gain ability. Like you are so curious. I want to learn this vulnerability from this guy.
Mm-hmm.
So then I saw you and Nahamsek on a
Mm-hmm.
same story. Like there was a story and then the Nahamsek story.
Yeah.
I said, yeah, now I got to learn the SSRF, and now I'm little bit good with that thing.
That's
Achieved
good.
4 digits with it. So yeah, pretty good with it. There's a curiosity every
Mm-hmm.
time. You're having always your blinky that thing, Sublime or
Yeah.
Obsidian or Notepad open. Everything you see, I need this. And somehow after a year, you need that.
Yes.
So it's obviously so important. So usually, what hunting platform, Buckrowd,
Yes.
you are still maintaining the top 100 as you said in the starting,
Yes.
right?
I'm still in.
There's a lot of people who say we are not good with Buckrowd or other things. Is there something that we need to know about the triagers?
So they need a small and simple reports. That's it.
Yeah, they don't want this whole 10 lines of description.
Nah, never. They don't want it. What you can do, steps to reproduce impact. As an attacker, I'm able to delete other users remotely. It can referred as you can say, let's suppose IDOR or broken access control, whatever it is.
Mm-hmm.
So just that much is enough. And if you think like priority is getting less, I'm able to delete the admin and they put it as a P3. So if you are able to delete the admin, but you are not able to access the admin, there are a difference between removing and accessing. So think about that, how you can escalate the vulnerability. Bug crowd mostly need escalation of vulnerability. If you are able to do cross-site scripting, are you able to fetch the cookies? Are you able to redirect? Or are you able to get internal storage, something like that? If you are able to do that, obviously Buckrod is more happy to accept the vulnerabilities which include escalation, and they should be like small and simple report.
So they just want simplicity. They don't want the 10th board exam essays.
No, they don't want it.
Yeah, usually I sometimes we all know that I want to write this report and we usually go on YouTube how to write a perfect report.
Yep.
When the tragedy is like we are unable to understand the report,
Mm-hmm.
then there's like you have to write the whole concept behind it. So there's a report about CRLF. What
Mm-hmm.
is CRLF? Why they are used? What's the vulnerability? How to abuse? I said, man, in that space, I would write the whole report. I don't know. People are so interested in writing a whole 100 or 200
It's
lines of
like,
report.
I think if we write a big report, then we'll get a bounty very easily. It doesn't work like that.
Tragedies can be like, oh man, this is a whole essay. Let's mark it as informative.
Then,
Then we are done with that. Have you ever worked as treasure?
oh, I didn't work as a triager, but you can say that was work was same as a triager. My work was to reproduce the vulnerability which I achieved. So
Mm-hmm.
not officially as a triager, but I did the work of which was related to the triager. So it is very good job as a triager because you can learn so many bugs from whatever you can receive on your email or on your instance. So that's very important.
Definitely. I just want to be like in near future. I want to be a H1 treasure because personally I have a great cup up with H1. You are so familiar with book crowd.
Yes.
I'm, I'm like so interested with H1. Like in the 10th board, I deleted
You can
my
do it.
hackathon ID.
I guess there are so many Indian people who are working in H1 as a security analyst or as a triager. So there are a lot of chances for us that we can. Recently, I posted a tweet that how we can go for jobs in H1. So I was just curious. So the main guy of HackerOne job at Obama, he posted that we have the opening in USA and all of those locations. So yes, we can go for it.
I was so interested in like triaging now. Now I have made a target of December. I want to learn half of the blue teaming
Mm-hmm.
because I know that because I have to know how they are blocking my attacks.
Mm-hmm.
So that's important. That's interesting.
Yes.
Definitely. So this was for the podcast.
Yep.
So this was for today's video. Thanks for watching. Like, share, and subscribe, and don't forget to check out the links in the description.